Welcome back to the channel, everybody. So today's video is brought to you by Munchkin. All right, so today we're going to talk about infiltration platforms. Okay, so for those of you who don't know, most of at least the Special Forces ODAs are organized by the, let's put Munchkin down for now, organized by the type of infiltration method that we use, right? So in most Special Forces companies, you'll have a combat dive team, a team that can infiltrate by water, a military freefall team by air, a mountain team can get through the mountains, right? Ruck team, mobility team, all these different teams. Okay, so we're going to talk about Special Operations' newest infiltration platform. Okay, so they unveiled this at SOF week in Tampa a few weeks ago. All right, we're going to show the video of this actually being done, and we'll talk about how realistic something like this actually is. Okay, so as you can tell probably by the thumbnail, it's the new infiltration method by Sky. Okay, and what looks to be an amalgamation of paragliding, I guess, of some sort, with maybe looks like an RA1 parachute attached to it. I don't know. Okay, so let's watch the video and then let's talk about it, right? Okay, so here we go.
Hold on, what's this? Over in the air above the Westin, here comes our Marine Corps Special Operations Forces. They're coming to our aid utilizing cutting-edge augmented parachute systems. Watch as they soar into the fray with unparalleled agility and determination.
All right, so looks kind of cool, right? And pretty good stack. That's what we call a row of parachutes all in line. It's how we do it in military freefall and normal skydiving, right? But let's talk about positives and negatives of this, and we'll talk about what the entire point of military freefall actually is, and if this could potentially work with it, right? So not a lot of, now this is compared to, let's say, normal freefall or halo, hey-hos type things. Not a lot of positives comparatively. Okay, so really the only positive here I see in this is maybe you can fly a little bit further. Okay, so for reference, let's talk about the entire purpose of military freefall and what we do tactically. You'll hear it called halo, but really what we do is what's called hey-hos, right? High altitude, high opening, which means your team all jumps out together, you immediately pull your parachutes, and you go under canopy for 10 plus miles to the target to infiltrate that way. Okay, the entire purpose of military freefall, and the reason why in a combat situation we would always do it at night, right, is to not be seen, to not be heard, and to come in under any radars that could potentially pick you up. Okay, otherwise we just fly a helicopter to the objective. Okay, so right away, as you can see in the video, I mean, these things sound like giant lawnmowers, and there's 10 of them in the sky, right? It's super, super loud, especially if you were in a non-urban area and these things were to come flying in, you would hear these from miles away, okay? It would completely give you up. Again, it doesn't make a whole lot of sense in that regard, okay? Also, let's talk about big issues, right? If you're actually to do this real world tactically. For one, when you actually land, you're doing this clandestinely. Now you have to bury or hide your parachutes so that the enemy can't find them, so that you don't get compromised, so that they don't just immediately find your team, right? So now you not only have to bury this giant parachute, but you have to bury this entire paragliding mechanical thing as well, and there's 10 of them. Probably not a great situation to be in. Okay, so again, if you're gonna make this much noise, right, why don't you just fly a helicopter in? You're never gonna be able to fly 10 of these things into an area that's heavily guarded by enemy. It's kind of silly, right? So now you heard them talk about how it's Marine Special Operations. So Also, the way I look at this is like, you can't throw these dudes out of a plane with this thing on and open up the parachute, right? So I'm assuming they're taking off like from a ship, right? Since they're Marines. So now you actually, I'm not sure you actually even have a further distance as an advantage, right? If you have to take off of this thing from the ground and then fly it all the way to the target, you can't be that far away because there's no way this thing holds that much fuel in it to actually power it for that long, right? So I'm not really sure where this idea came from. Actually, I do know where this idea probably came from, because we just saw these guys do it. Maybe somebody saw that and was like, well, maybe we should try that. That'd be a good idea. Okay, I don't think this has any practical application whatsoever. Okay, this is kind of like what I look at as sort of, you know, if you get punch drunk off eating too many crayons, this is the type of idea you might come up with. Sorry, Marines. But all jokes aside, like, you start to see this type of stuff pop up when there's no more war and we're in peacetime, right? So people start getting the good idea fairy starts running around, and like all the sort of real tactical application sort of gets thrown out the window for silly shit like this, okay? Nobody is ever going to do this, at least Americans, into combat, right? Because it doesn't make any sense and from a tactical perspective. Yeah, with that, then it's, you know, I start to wonder, like, who is coming up with these ideas, right? And thinks they're a good idea. And then I remember, oh, that's right, these are the people that are in charge of the US military right now. So you actually shouldn't be shocked that stuff like this is happening, right? So again, guys, you know, I saw this, I thought it was obviously ridiculous, but kind of funny at the same time. And you know, I never give MARSOC a hard time, but like, come on, guys. Come on, right? All right, guys, so that's going to be it for the video. You know, let me know what you think about paragliding tactically in the comments, and have a good day.